Man rocks.
Yes, indeed. This is the Meta Man. Yes, yes, yes. And what are we going to do today? I've chosen four very important coins: Bitcoin, XRP, which used to be called Ripple, Cardano, and Hedera, which is hbar. I've chosen four important coins, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. That's called fundamental analysis. And then I'm going to do the technical analysis to tell you exactly what I think they're going to go up to. And one of them could go up 200%. So listen very carefully. Listen to all of the fundamental information, because you don't just buy coins and you don't know what they do. You have to learn. You have to learn what they do. And then I'm going to show you my own technical analysis. I'm not just going to tell you my prediction. So let's get started. Let's get started. The first is Bitcoin. Now you might say, I know what Bitcoin is. You, of course, know that Bitcoin is a store of value. But on its website, bitcoin.org, what they boast about is that using Bitcoin to transact is easy and accessible to everyone. It is, except they don't happen to mention that it's really slow. Your computer can do about 1 million transactions a second, and Bitcoin does 5 to 7 transactions per second. That's like abacus level slow. That's like counting on your fingers level slow. So they don't happen to mention that, but Bitcoin doesn't have to do that well because it's so profoundly a store of value. Now let's go on to the next one. The next one is XRP, which is commonly called Ripple. Oh, hold on a second. You're enjoying this. I know you're enjoying it. Then what you need to do to be nice to me is to hit that subscribe button. When you hit that subscribe button, as you know, what it tells Google and YouTube is that this is an important channel. And when you like this particular video, it tells Google and YouTube that this is an important video. So do me a favor and like, and subscribe. That'll be really nice to me. I'm doing a nice thing for you. You do a nice thing for me. And on its website, which is called ripple.com, the first question is, what is XRP? XRP is a digital asset built for payments. It is the native digital asset on the XRP ledger, an open source, permissionless, and decentralized blockchain technology that can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. When you swipe your credit card in a machine, you typically wait 3 to 5 seconds and you don't bother. You don't bother with that. It isn't too long. It's absolutely fine. XRP can be sent directly without needing a central intermediary, that means a bank, making it a convenient instrument in bridging two different currencies quickly and efficiently. That's all true, but the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States deems that that kind of thing is a security, and that's why they're having a lawsuit. And the next coin I want to tell you just a little bit about, just so you have some awareness of what it is Cardano, which is called ADA. Why? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, but that's what it's called. And if we go to its website, which is cardano.org, they boast making the world work better for all. Cardano is a blockchain platform for change makers, innovators, and visionaries with the tools and technologies required to create possibility for the many as well as the few and bring about positive global change. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. It's a level 1 blockchain, just like Ethereum. Our world is changing. Together, we can change it for the better. Very, very nice. A history of impossible made possible. Very nice. Very positive. Very upbeat. Cardano restores trust to global systems, creating, through science, a more secure, transparent, and sustainable foundation for individuals to transact and exchange systems to govern and enterprises to grow. Now, I don't have a previous video on Cardano. This was my very first, but I do have a fascinating video on Bitcoin, all about it, and I think you'll really enjoy it by going right there. In addition to that, I have an entire video on why the Securities and Exchange Commission is suing XRP and whether they'll win or not. And you can see that fascinating video right here. And now let's go on to the fourth important coin that I want to discuss in this video, and that's hbar, Hedera. Its website is hedera.com. What is Hedera? Hedera is the only public distributed ledger that utilizes the fast, fair, and secure hashgraph consensus mechanism. Hedera's governance is fully decentralized, consisting of up to 39 term-limited and highly diversified leading organizations and enterprises. That's very, very powerful. Hedera Hashgraph explained. Hedera is a public distributed ledger and governing body built from the ground up to support new and existing applications running at web scale. Developers use distributed ledger technology to build computational trust directly into their applications. This allows individuals and businesses who might not know or trust each other to quickly and inexpensively collaborate. Public distributed ledgers allow for creating and exchanging value, proving identity, verifying and authenticating important data, and much more. Hedera is unique in that it achieves the same result as the most common public blockchains, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, but in a way that is faster, fairer, and more energy efficient, stable, and secure. Wow, wow, wow. That's why hbar is so important. So now that I have given you a little bit of the fundamental analysis of those four coins, it is time to do the technical analysis so that you will learn, is this a good time to enter? And what does the graph say about its potential future price? This is being recorded mid-January, and it's a prediction for Q3 of 2022. Here we go. On your screen, you can see now the graphic information about Bitcoin. And the first thing to notice is that today Bitcoin is at only 42,700, and it is, of course, number one on the list. And its market cap is now under $1 trillion at $809 billion. It's also interesting, if you look at the very bottom right, that its all-time low was 8 years ago at just under $68, and it's now, it's not $68,000 now, but if we use that as a comparison, then it's up 1,000x. Bitcoin is up almost 1,000x. Wow, wow, wow. So let's look at the graph. And this is the graph for maximum. You can see I've clicked on the maximum number so we can see the entire vision, because there's a rule in crypto: when in doubt, zoom out. And so I've zoomed out to the entire history of Bitcoin, and you can see that the lower purple line shows rising lows, and the higher purple line shows rising highs, and that creates a wedge. And a wedge leading upwards is really, really powerful for future price predictions, because it means when the graph of the price stays within those lines, the top line, which is called the ceiling, and the bottom line, which is called support or the floor, when it wiggles around between those two lines, the top and the bottom, it goes higher as it wiggles if it stays within the lines. That's very, very positive, especially now, listen carefully, especially now, because Bitcoin is at the very, very bottom of that wedge, which means if you're going to buy and if Bitcoin stays within its wedge, this is the absolute perfect time to buy in order to have the greatest probability of a price explosion. And if you look at the 2 times before inside the wedge that Bitcoin went up, and I made that same angle with the arrow, then you can see that my prediction is that Bitcoin will go from 42,000 to 70,000 by Q3 of 2022, which is a 66% increase, 66% from Q1 to Q3. That's a big deal. Now let's go to the next one, and that's XRP. Again, I've shown you the maximum graph. And if you look at the top right, you can see its current price is about 76 cents. And it's 8th in the market cap rank. That's pretty high. So it's in the top 10. It's a big deal. And it's particularly a big deal to be in the top 10 since it has the cloud over its head of being sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And yet it's still number 8. If we draw a line underneath the lows, we can see the lows are rising. It's higher lows. But when we draw a line on the highs, we can see the highs are getting lower. So the lows are getting higher and the highs are getting lower, which makes a wedge. And the wedge is going to come to a point somewhere around Q3 of 2022. And if I draw a green arrow parallel to the rate at which XRP went up the 2 times that it did leap up inside the wedge, then what I see is that XRP looks like it's going to go from 76 cents to $1.70. That's 123% increase, 123% increase in just the time from Q1 to Q3 of this year, 2022. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is exciting. Now, remember, this is not little tiny microcaps. These are 2 of the biggest coins there are. Number 1, Bitcoin. Number 8, XRP. The next one we look at is ADA, Cardano. You'll notice that the price on the top right is $1.19, and it's number 7 on the market cap rank. That's why it's important. And I drew a line underneath the lows. Oh, and by the way, there's something really interesting. If you look near the left side, January of 2021, the left side of the blue line, the blue floor, you can see that it was actually a ceiling. It was actually a ceiling for Cardano in January 2021, and then it became a floor once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Floors become ceilings, just like when you're in an apartment building, whatever floor you're on, your ceiling is the floor of the person above. And there's only one point for the high, so I've drawn a line there, but it's not a very secure line because there's only one point of data. But nevertheless, if I draw a green arrow in roughly the same angle as the 2 previous times that ADA rose inside this band, what I find is that ADA could go up 200%, 200% from Q1 to Q3. Now, let's look at Hedera. Hedera, you can see on the top right, is 27 cents, and it's number 36 on the market cap rank. And I drew a line underneath the 3 times that Hedera recently had support for its bottom, and that's roughly at 15 cents. And I drew a line at the top, there's only 1 point, and that's roughly at 50 cents. But right now, Hedera is not at the bottom. It's not in the middle. It's about 1/3 of the way up. And so it's not clear from the graph whether it can keep going straight up from where it is now, or whether it has to fall all the way down or part of the way down to its floor. And so you can see that the bottom of my green arrow is kind of in the middle of space, because I don't know whether it's going to go up from where it is now, whether it'll go down a little, or whether it'll go all the way down to the floor. But nevertheless, I've drawn a green arrow that's roughly parallel to the recent time that Hedera rose sharply. And it looks like by Q3 that Hedera will go from its current 27 cents to 55 cents, which is 103%. 103% for the very important coin of Hedera. And I do have a previous video on Hedera that you might want to see. It's an entire video on just that one coin. So now you have my fundamental analysis, brief as it was, and also my technical analysis, and you have my predictions. My predictions for those four coins go anywhere from 66% to 200%. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, hold on a second. You're enjoying this. I know you're enjoying it. Then what you need to do to be nice to me is to hit that subscribe button. When you hit that subscribe button, as you know, what it tells Google and YouTube is that this is an important channel. And when you like this particular video, it tells Google and YouTube that this is an important video. So do me a favor and like, and subscribe. That'll be really nice to me. I'm doing a nice thing for you. You do a nice thing for me. You are now way wiser than you were just 10 minutes ago. Hello, and thank you for listening to that exciting video. Now, click on Meta in order to subscribe so that other people will enjoy it too. And click right here to enjoy my previous video, and click right there to enjoy the video about Sand, my favorite crypto metaverse coin.